Afghanistan's Wild West, the desert of Nimroz. Under the scorching sun, these residents have come for a treasure hunt. In this remote and arid province, they dig through the sand, looking for historical artifacts. Many battles have been fought here, from ancient Buddhist times and Alexander the Great to the Soviet invasion.
During sandstorms, strong winds move the dunes around, and sometimes artifacts will show up at the surface. If we manage to find something interesting, we go to the local shops and we sell it. We come here in the desert with our families, and we set up camp with our wives and our children. It's a tough job, but we don't have much choice. That's how we earn a living.
Nimroz, which borders Iran and Pakistan, is known as Afghanistan's crime capital. Smugglers stock drugs in isolated houses like these ones and pass them through the border. Traffickers rush through the dunes in pickup trucks filled with people desperate to reach Iran and maybe Europe. Since the US sanctions on Iran, their petrol can't be brought into Afghanistan officially in big tankers, so it's brought into Nimroz in plastic bottles, leaving gas stations deserted. In the city's bustling market, you can find all sorts of goods. This is one of the oldest antique shops. Haji Khairullah has been in the business since he was a teenager, and now he heads Nimroz Artifact Sellers Union. He claims to sell objects from the pre-Islamic era in ancient Greece.
This bowl dates back to the time of Alexander the Great, a time way before Islam came to Afghanistan. I sell other artifacts from that time. This one depicts one of this land's very first kings.
Nimroz is one of the country's poorest provinces. There's not a big market for these relics, some dating back from 200 BC.
People bring me objects that they find in the desert. There are several sites around here where locals go out scavenging for artifacts. Traders and businessmen buy them from me and take them to Kabul to be sold at a higher price.
Kabul's Chicken Street is lined with shops filled with antiques, and probably a few fakes. Haji Agha and Nangyalai are brothers. One keeps their shop in Kabul, and the other one sells the most valuable pieces in Dubai.
This can easily sell for $4,000 in the Emirates.
On this little desk, these items represent thousands of years of Afghan history, worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Best deal I ever made was when I bought a sword here for $2,000, knowing I'd be able to resell it at a much higher price in Dubai. And that's what I did. I sold it for $30,000.
At night, we meet Ahmed, not his real name. He's a drug smuggler and didn't want his identity to be revealed. He travels throughout the country and says he's crossed paths with many artifact smugglers.
They do it because it's less dangerous than the drug business. The Taliban don't allow us to sell drugs inside Afghanistan, so we have to find ways to export them. But the Taliban have no issues with the smuggling of old potteries, even inside the country.
Afghanistan has been a war for 40 years, and because of insecurity, many areas are out of reach for archaeologists and controlled by armed groups.
By the terrorists and Talibs and Daesh and some other people. They are doing the illegal excavations from those archaeological sites. Recently, we have created a special force for this, but the issue is the number of these force are yet very low. Like we have around 350 police those are responsible for protecting the archaeological sites. But in compared to our archaeological sites that we have identified, yet is more than 4,000 archaeological sites.
Afghanistan is grappling with an escalation of violence. Last summer, the number of civilian casualties saw its largest increase in almost a decade. As its history seeps out of its borders, preserving it might become increasingly challenging.